All right, boys, we're here for one reason and one reason alone. Just one reason. And we're going to get straight into it. Straight into it. Chooks, this is your time now. You have to explain to us what went down today.
I mean, I don't have much to say, man. Bad performance from the team. That's really what it was. It was just a bad day at the office today. I'm not gonna scapegoat anyone, but all around it was a bad performance. I'll let the Man City fans cook. But it was a bad performance today from the boys.
Well, now
First
now
half
that
first half was good.
wait,
Second half,
Chicks, hold on, calm down. Now
talk to
that
me.
you've given that statement, all the people have clicked off the video. They respect you. It's a reasonable as not fan. Yeah, now let's get to the episode. All right,
Let's get to the real meat.
let's cook now. Bye to everyone that's left.
Man, the funny thing is, if you had gotten my reaction after the game, the things I had to say about Kepa, I don't think we would have published the the episode. But upon further reflection, right, it happens. I honestly think this is just one of those it happens. Like, are you gonna drop somebody that like played the whole cup competition? No, it's hindsight, right? Because we had good chances in the first half. We dominated in terms of possession the first half, and then it was Man City's turn to dominate, right? And I've seen it all the time. Like, you can soak up pressure. Like, a team creating those chances on you is not really the worst thing in the world if you can soak up the pressure, right? Because not that they were getting any shots on goal, but once you allow them to score that kind of goal, yeah, especially in the final like that, it's so difficult to even try and do any analysis. If the ball goes through your keeper's hand, that's a routine catch. I mean, Kepa struggled the whole game on like trying to distribute the ball. I mean, I've seen all the clips going on around of how we couldn't even get the ball to the midfield because he's not Raya. But yeah, Adams is one of those days. It's just unfortunate that I had to watch it with my two eyes. But yeah, that's a quadruple gun. No one has done it in England, and we won't be the first to do it. So
Yeah, I know Uzo said last episode that there's a reason why nobody has done a quadruple. And he doesn't think that this Arsenal team, from what we've seen, is able to do this. And I'm gonna come to you next, Uzo. Does this change? Does this tell you something about this Arsenal team? Does this change your perspective of what you already know about this Arsenal team? How does this game make you feel about this team?
um, no, not really. But then again, I think everyone knows what I think about like the way Arsenal presently like constructed. I told you I feel like they have a 0% chance at winning the Champions League, right? And it's for this exact reason. I just don't think that they have the style to go and win a tournament where you have to use the ball, right? Now, I think they play anybody other than City, and they probably end up winning the Carabao Cup, right? And it's just their luck that they play City reeling from a Real Madrid defeat where they're now out of one competition. And you know how Pep is like, he got to get his hands on something. So it's like you kind of pick the wrong time and the wrong team to be playing because all of a sudden the Carabao Cup is super important for City. It can pretty much give them some hope again in a bad season, give them a reason to fight in the league. It's just I think they pinned everything on that game. You can see like the fan base, the players, they were kind of ready to go on vacation. Like, looks like another bad season, two bad seasons on the bounce. But then they're like, you know what? We go and do this. We can dent these guys' mentality. We can see if we can do something in the league. We put another trophy in the bag, get a little good feeling, good vibe getting back in the camp. So I think on the whole, it was just a case of you ran into the wrong team at the wrong time. And I still think City are a more talented team. I still think that. Like, as much as everyone lauds the Arsenal squad and how well it's been created and all this, and they're playing at the top of their game right now, I look at the technicality in both sides, and I'm like, to a man, like, there's not many positions where I'm like, oh, I'm taking the Arsenal, like, besides the defense, right? There's not many positions where I'm like, I'm taking the Arsenal players over the team. Like, you see technicians all over the field. They're able to use the ball. They're able to play interchangeably. And they were able to keep the pressure on Arsenal the entire time. But for me, what is new, what I did learn is I learned something new about Arteta, and I feel like this is where I'm a little bit confused, right? Um, I didn't think the Carabao Cup was the most important cup for Arsenal this season. Like, I don't think anybody will say that, right? But there's a reason why Pep and Jose and the rest of them prioritize this tournament. It kind of gets you in the habit of winning. It gets you over the hump. You can break your duck. It gives you good. They beat City today. The league's pretty much done because you know what? You're gonna go to the Etihad knowing they just need a draw. This is a team that you just beat in a final. It would be smooth sailing. You get the players the confidence to go in and see out the rest of the season. And for me, playing Kepa in a game like that shows a gross misunderstanding of the moment. And as a manager, I think one of the key things that you can't simulate, you can't guess about a manager. And Adams, me and you, we're probably in the same boat because we're going to be looking for managers soon. But this is the one thing you can't really guess about a manager is how does he rise in the moment? How do you meet the moment? For whatever it's worth, you look at Ten Hag and it's like, yeah, he did this, he did that. But he was kind of a moment's manager. You know, it's like when the moment called for it, somehow, somewhere, whatever decisions he took worked out, right? When you make those kind of big decisions, and I don't think it's that big a decision. I fully disagree with you. I disagree with Peter Schmeichel was talking about this at the end of the game. Oh, you don't drop your leader. When did this start? This never used to be a thing. There was no designated Carabao goalkeeper. Yeah, you played the kids up until the games got important. When you got to the quarters and the semis, you played your real team. Every team did this. Am I lost in this?
Not really though.
Besides
Not really.
Liverpool 2 years ago, where they got decimated by injuries, so they just kind of fielded kids, right? But since when do you have a Carabao Cup keeper that you can't take him out even in the final? And
You usually do. To be fair, usually do.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Well, forgive me, I'm not used to going far in the Carabao Cup, but I to me that was the first red flag. Is like this is a game that's more than just a final. You're playing against the team you're going against the league for, and this is your first chance at silverware in 6 years. You've been here, you spent all this money. It's just a chance to get the fan base on side, and there's probably going to go in and win things this year, and maybe it won't be a big deal. But for me, it just felt like he didn't meet the moment. Like you got to make a brave decision. You got to make a brave decision. You got to take him out of the game. And not because Kepa is some scrub. Kepa has his uses. For whatever it's worth, he has his uses. Maybe he's a little bit of a shithouse. He can do penalties, whatever. He's a decent backup. He's not the worst you can get. But Raya is so important to the way that you play. He's in the argument for their player of the season. Like legitimately, I've heard Arsenal fans say, I don't see why not. He's good with the ball. He gets them up the pitch. He's a calming figure. His cross-claiming is honestly one of the biggest deals why Arsenal is such a nightmare to break down, because even when you get to those advanced areas, you put in a dangerous cross, he just makes it look ineffective because he's anticipated where the cross is going. Like, how many times do you see like a team is on the break and then they're about to cross the ball and he just claims it and it's like, oh, that looked more dangerous than it should have been. These are the things, and then you see the crosses that they end up conceding from. And it's just like, why hamstring yourself unnecessarily? It didn't make sense to me. Goalkeepers hardly pick up injuries. There's no fatigue. They don't do any running around. So, and we're about to go into an international break. Why on earth is Raya just sitting there as the number one goalkeeper of the club who gets paid the big bucks? Why is he just sitting there watching this happen? To me, that's the most I struggle to understand it, because I feel like it was more than just a final specifically for Arsenal and for City. It was kind of their season for City, and for Arsenal, it was a chance to break stuck for 6 years. And I just thought he didn't meet the moment with some of the selections, and it's unfortunate because now he's put them kind of in the position of a little bit of doubt. I think they'll go on and do the league, right? I think they're just in too much of an advantageous position. But I just feel like this kind of puts a dent in the season, and I wouldn't be surprised if the league is the only thing they end up winning from here on out. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised, but didn't learn anything new about the team, learned something new about the coach, and now my antennas are back up. I'm scanning, but we'll get there soon.
Thank you. And going to George, you have been like the number one critic of this team. Like, you've been bold enough when everybody has said, you know what, they're going to win the quadruple. At least they're going to win a double. You said, no, that's not happening. They're not even winning the league. After seeing that performance, What does that tell you about this team? Do you think they're able to get it over the line with the league and the game overall? I don't know if I'm sure you saw the game. What am I even saying? I know you saw the game. The game overall, what's your takeaway from that game? We can get into that goalkeeper discussion later, but in terms of the game, I was kind of looking like I don't want the game to be remembered for that Kepa mistake. I feel like there's more to the game than just that one moment in the game. I mean, it was a big moment, but besides that moment, we can get into that moment later and debate about the second goalkeeping position, whether or not to start your second choice goalie in a major cup tournament. Besides that, what's your takeaway from the game?
Initially, Chuk said that they had more possession in the first half. I can show you right here. You did not have more possession. You didn't. So
you got to read it out because your green screen is.
Yeah, your green screen is.
Okay, I'll read it out for him. First half, ball possession, Manchester City 61%, Arsenal 39%.
Before you start, George, I'm talking about chances created. We don't need the first half when it comes to
said possession. You said
go on, look at the stats. We had 3.
I'm looking at the stats.
So who had the most big chances in the first half?
You said possession.
Who had the most big chances in the first half?
You said possession.
George, yes or no? Who had the most big chances in the first half?
That's not what you were talking about.
I'm asking you who had the most big chances in the first half? Arsenal or City?
You had 3. They had 1.
All right, thank you. Carry on.
To be fair, the first 15 minutes is probably Arsenal did start out on top, but I that was a little bit off because they did start dominating possession towards the later half of the half. But
I told you. I think in the prediction, I said you guys were saying this game would do 0-0 goal penalties. I said flat out 3-0. This game should have ended 4-0. This game should have ended 4-0 from the chances these guys were missing in the second half, right? But what did I learn from this team? I mean, it just reaffirms what I've been saying. Like, I don't like if I said, if they were, like Uzo said, if they were playing another team like Chelsea, it would have been a win for Arsenal because that's how it happens.
Yeah.
If they're playing a team like Manchester City or that's why I keep saying the UCL is safe because what I saw what Bayern is doing, what Real Madrid is doing, what PSG is doing, when these guys pin Arsenal, like there's no way out. Like I don't see a way of Arsenal scoring on these type of teams unless, of course, we know what it is from a corner kick. And the way City defended the corners today, they did well. Like it was almost as if like when they, previously when teams will get corners conceded to Arsenal, you can feel like, oh, something might happen. Throughout the whole game, City controlled everything, like from corner kicks, and that's the Arsenal's main threat. There was nothing else. From the game, he tried to play Havertz and Gyökeres, pinning two City center back and just sending the balls up. I don't know if you guys saw that. The two of them will sit on the right center back or the left center back, and they will just send the passes up forward to them because they couldn't play out from the channels. And I'm sorry, but like this only works against teams that are like Chelsea, teams that are like Aston Villa. It won't work against the big team. So like that's what I'm saying. In the Champions League, I don't see them doing anything. So this game potentially coming up against Barcelona.
Why are you letting him do this? That's the second time he said it.
Let him get it up, man. We're here for one thing, so I don't want to get distracted.
I was even looking at your face. You didn't even give her. It's bad.
No, potentially, we'll play a team like Barcelona. It will be the same thing. A team that controls the ball. A team that will just create chances after chances after chances. So this Arsenal team didn't show me anything. In fact, I think, like Uzo was saying, this was a chance for them if they would have won this game, if they would have won this cup. It's a momentum booster. Like it literally pushes them to win other things. And I said this like 2 months ago. I was telling troops, I was saying this Carabao Cup is gonna hit harder if you win it, and not because it's the bigger trophy, but it's the drive. They win it. Oh, we can actually win. We go to Champions League. We go to the final, we can win. We can push in the league, we can win it. So it just gives them that drive. So I was very scared of this game. I was saying, hey, if Arsenal win this game, this is it for me. But from when City lost in the Champions League, I said, you know what? City, it's time for them to focus because they have nothing else in the season. Now they have a chance to actually focus. Now they got the final. Now they're gonna focus in the league. So I'm in a very good position of,
So
Arsenal.
your prediction still holds. You still think City are going to win it?
Listen to me. 6 points is nothing to Manchester City when they win their game in hand.
9 points.
It's 9 with the game in hand. So if they win, so think about it. If they win, so
it's 9 for now.
Hold on. If they win their game in hand, right now it's 6 points. Arsenal need to come to empty hand. So now if City win that game, how many points? We're talking 3 points. Why are you telling me this, bro?
I think another thing though is who they play that's so important. Like it's not even like they really had a chance to dust Man City for the rest of it. Like that would have been it. I feel like they would have put them completely out of their misery. And
completely.
The approach is interesting. You know, it also reminds me of, you remember when they had the chance against City. This was 22-23. No, that was the first.
What was the second one? The Martinelli goal one, and then
is it the one that they went to Manchester City and they were and
sat back and then they took the ball and then they applauded.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that because that City team as well. You know, they were kind of reeling a little bit. You could have got that. You could have gotten at them. They weren't exactly like in full flow. And I feel like the approach was so interesting. And it was the same approach that he used again today. It's like this super respectful, you know, laissez-faire, like we're just gonna soak up the pressure and pick our moments. And it's just like I'm watching teams like Forest and West Ham go at City and get something. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you go at them, just like probe a little bit. And this isn't even like first choice City. Like there's no Gehi, there's no Diaz, there's no
I think that was going to be my next question actually to the panel, is like, when your best players are your defenders, right? In moments like this, does it hurt your team that your best players are like the Salibas, the Gabriels, Raya, like you said, is potentially going to be their player of the season, and Declan Rice? And when your attacking players are missing throughout the season, does it hurt your team? Does it hurt the chances of winning major trophies?
To me, if you're a top team, there's no need. Like players like Trossard, Martinelli should not be starters. Like these are not starters. You look at the model of PSG; they have 4 world-class attacking threat, 4, and every single time one of them sits out, right? Because it's either Vara will be out, Barcola will be out, Dembele, whoever, be sitting out. So for me, if your main guy is Trossard, like on the left wing, there's going to be a problem. If you have to replace him, who are you going to replace him with?
I hear that. But, bro, they had Saka on the pitch. He was the captain today. And he was MIA.
But this is what game have you – what big game? Like, is Saka that type of player? Is Saka that type of player where it's like, like for example,
I mean, I think when he was in full flow, like you think about Bayern, he scored against Bayern in the semis, in quarters. It was 2 seasons ago. Against Real, that was nice. But my thing is, I don't know why you're the one saying this, because you're the one who was here jittery telling me they could do the quad, and I was telling you for that specifically. I just don't think they have enough game-changing players in the attacking positions. Like when you think of teams that threaten to do this, you think of teams with like names in attack that you can remember, like the Gareth Bales and the Cristiano Ronaldos of the world, the Mohamed Salah and Manes of the world, the iconic City with KDB and Aguero. It's like these are the kinds of things that you say, oh, this team can do it. They can do it because like they have game-changing players. When I think of Arsenal, I just don't think there's enough game-changing moment players in attack specifically. But the team is built to withstand the pressure of a long season, and that's why I think they will win the league. I just think that might be the only thing that they end up with. That's just and that's not a bad season. But as Rim will tell you, when you get close to a quad or when you're on for a quad, it kind of feels weird to like you're doing a parade and it almost feels like you've been robbed because you just like they fought for everything.
I don't think that applies to this Arsenal team, man.
I think they'll make the most of the league for sure.
Yeah.
considering how long of a drought it's been. But I just think that if they end up with only the lead, like nothing else, only the lead, I think they might feel like it's an opportunity law. That's just me.
I think it's more likely that they end up with only the lead. I
Yeah,
don't know why. It's more likely.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You don't think they're gonna end up with anything in a world that happens, George?
Oh man, you see that guy in the middle right there?
You'll be in trouble. We're gonna have to bring a mummified version of Chooks.
What happened?
Chooks, I bet give us more insight now.
Yeah, I was gonna come to Chooks on the attacking players and Kai Havertz today.
You know,
like he's always been vocal about Kai Havertz. Thank you for Kai Havertz. Today, no thanks. No thanks for Kai Havertz today.
This is why I like sports. You know, like when things don't go your way now, everybody crawls out. Even George that's not going to win any trophy this season is happy. Meanwhile, I'm still in 3. That whole quad thing, even the treble thing, Riam knows. All I want is just give me one trophy. It's not even league. Give me one trophy. And you guys thought George FA Cup was bad. Just give me one trophy. After this game, I think we're still fine. Resets, recover. The league is still there. Champions League is still there. FA Cup, we have Millwall. Liverpool City are gonna, tug it out. I don't know who United is playing the FA Cup, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens after. But no, the whole attack thing again today was a case of City withstood our pressure. Trafford had 2 good saves in that first half, right? And that was the difference today. Kepa blunder of a mistake. Momentum goes their way.
But do you feel like having a backup keeper, do you want to invite that much pressure?
No, so
I also criticize that too.
My own take on that is, and I had seen the club interview like a few days before. The honest truth about it is, football aside, sentiment aside, trophy drought aside, everybody is a human being. Like if the guy has gotten us to this point, the manager made a decision to bring him in. The manager has made a decision to play him in every single cup game. Let him see it out. Today he made a mistake, no problem. He's going to get killed. He's probably going to get abused. That just comes with the sport. Like you have to live with those decisions. If we were to replay this game again, you have to start him again. Like you have to live with that. You can't watch somebody that's a Spanish professional. Like he's not like this. The Liverpool one is even better because the guy was a youth keeper, right? It's easier to do that. This guy is, he's a professional. He should be able to see out this final.
But don't you think like Raya is so important to the style with which
he is. That's why.
That's where my thing is. Like, it's not about Kepa is a worthy deputy, but like it changes how you play.
No,
like,
I know.
If you're playing a juggernaut, why would you want to play in a less optimal way to allow for a player to get some loyalty points, some reward points?
No. I know, and for me, it's not about
I don't understand
points. I get it, and a part of me, not to be that person, right? Because every Arsenal fan does this. A part of me also feels like if there was ever a time to know what you have in Kepa, it's in the Carabao Cup final. Like these are the kind of things you do in the FA Cup and if it's Champions League or in the league, you won't be able to. He's never going to see the field if Raya is fit. But today, his mistake cost us the game, and he has to live with that. The manager has to live with that choice. And as a fan,
I'm curious, what? So he didn't watch Kepa in all his other stops.
No,
figure out what you have with Kepa. You know what you have.
My thing, right, is before the mistake, right? Remember what could have been a red card if Doku made a meal of that whole situation. I was already shaking, and I was thinking his mistake was going to come from maybe like a shot that he didn't save well. He couldn't claim a cross. That's where the mistake came from. So in a way, I'm not trying to hear the whole like discussing attacking players or City players, because outside of that, I can't remember any City chance that had me out of my chair. This game was looking like is 0-0. If Kepa would have just acted normally, because the second half they changed tactics, they pinned us, but Uzo knows that's what we're actually best at. We enjoy playing that way. We just needed a goalie to claim a cross. All it took was him to not catch one cross, and the game was his margins.
I
It took
don't
him
think
not
so,
catching
though. I
one
don't
cross.
think so. I thought they hired you guys, man.
No, I mean,
Besides that cross, I thought
Adams,
they hired you
they
guys.
did. We were soaking up the pressure. It was shots. All the shots were either getting blocked or someone was in front of someone at all times. We were very defensive in the second half, right? Because we couldn't string any passes together. And again, it happens in football. Like it's a football thing. You are not going to play 90 minutes and be on top the whole 90 minutes.
Of course.
You have to soak up pressure. And part of soaking up pressure is, as Uzo said, having a goalie that can deflate the other team. Because the way they were even pressing us, everybody watched the game today. All Kepa had to do was claim that cross, go down, let's slow the game down a little bit. So we've gotten it out of our system. The manager now knows, even this FA Cup team, man, from semi-finals, and I'm sure if you tell Kepa to relax, he's not going to have to. He wouldn't say anything. You had your chance today, and you made a mistake. You cost us this. You live with that. Everybody should put their hand around him. It's not the end of the world. Losing the Carabao Cup is the end of the world. The league is there. That's the big one. It's 22 years, 7 games. You have to win 5. 7 games left, win 5. That's just where me as a fan, I can't cry about this game. It's done, it's gone, whatever. But the league is still there. 9 points clear, 7 games left. So
Can I just make one point about the goalkeeper situation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is I think that Liverpool, we always get the credit for Kelleher having that great penalty shootout against Chelsea. And I want to bring a little bit of balance to proceedings to that, because that same campaign, yes, we did play very well in that Chelsea Carabao Cup final, but Chelsea scored, I think, all of their penalties that game. Kelleher didn't actually make a save. It was just that Kepa blasted his penalty over. Ironic. But later in the season, we played Chelsea again in an FA Cup final, and Kelleher had played all of those games, but we put Alisson in for that final penalty shootout, and he made a couple saves, and having our key goalkeeper there was the one that saved us. Equally, if you go back a couple years prior to that, we had Adrian in goal during the Atletico Madrid match, and we saw firsthand what it's like to have someone completely cost you a tie, when the stakes are very high. So we learned very quickly that going into a season with a keeper that you can actually trust as a backup is probably the better solution, because I think that everybody could have told you that Kepa has a mistake in him. So people have already done that research for you.
Open source.
But going into I don't want to blame Kepa for today, but this is a theme that Arsenal have. And it got epitomized, I felt, in the last 10 minutes when they were chasing a goal and they bring Gabriel Jesus on, who Pep sold like 5 years ago at this point. So he was probably laughing that that's the thing. And then they brought Foden on in the 90th minute. So I just think that Arteta's done a great job with his squad building in the defense and the midfield. They've got so many options there whenever they have an injury. But I came in a little bit late, but this is what George was saying. Guys like Trossard, Martinelli, those aren't people that strike you with fear or hope that they're going to bag you a goal and get you back into the game. And to bring some light to Arsenal's lives, hopefully, we lost 3-0 to Newcastle last season, got absolutely battered in the Carabao Cup final, had already lost to PSG and knocked out the Champions League, and we still won a league. Thank you, Uzo, for Ange. He gave me one of the best days I've ever had in my life, and all will be forgotten about if they just win this league. I just think that Arteta does not need to fall for any pressure this time around. No narratives. Just go back to what you were doing before. 1 week at a time. How do I win this game today? Maybe Raya should have played, but as Chuk said, it's done and done.
Yeah, I think you summed it up.
I think definitely Raya should have played.
You need to cut it up a little, Uzo.
You said I'm cutting up?
Yeah, you're good. You're good now.
No, I was saying I don't even think it's a maybe. I think Raya definitely should have played. I feel like the one difference with the Raya thing and all the other like backup goalkeepers that everyone's talking about is how important he is to the way that they play. Like Alisson is not notorious for being good with his feet. He's all right. He's decent. Like swapping out Alisson for a capable.
They're like for like. You're right.
Gonna kill your build up and everything else. It might prevent you from getting those world-class saves, which is a big deal. But it's not going to kill the way that
was the only exactly. It was just a couple less world-class saves. That's
taking
it.
Raya out for Kepa specifically, literally, you can't play football anymore. And you saw that. There's no distribution. There's no cross-claiming. There's no calm. There's no like. I don't understand why anyone would sign up for 90 minutes of that.
I agree.
Yeah,
I cannot wrap my head around.
Before the game was, even Chooks before the game was saying, "God, please let not Arteta start."
I think the mistake is having Kepa in your squad.
I completely agree, Adams. I completely agree.
I knew he was going to go woke, and sometimes, you know, you just
I can't understand. I'm still. Everyone is so casual about it. I'm just like, why was there even a conversation? It's the fun.
I mean,
it should be okay to just say you've done a good job. You got us here. We take it from here, brother.
I knew.
You know Kepa's record at the Carabao Cup. Not just his
move with this record team, bro.
Bro, he's antics. He refused to get subbed off in the second Carabao Cup. Like, what are we doing here? Like, he refused to come off.
I really say.
That's probably what happened. He probably refused to remove his name.
No, I mean this performance from Kepa. To be honest, right? He shouldn't get a medal at the end of the season. I don't want to see him on the field.
The real Chooks is coming out. All the diplomacies out
there. Nah. Like my thing, right, is, and I think as a fan and just as a human being, right, I'm able to always digest losses that one person made a mistake. And you can be like, okay, you know, that's the reason why we lost. It's partly why I'm not too upset, because I've never rated Kepa like that, right? He's a backup keeper. So I almost feel happy, right, that he was the one that sold today. Because, outside of Kepa, my lord, bro, it's some guys that played today. If they should put on their cassettes for you, Nkapi, my goodness.
He had a devil of a time.
Bro,
no, did you see what Semenyo was saying?
I saw that. No, he was even Sharky showboating. Nah, Pep man. Jeez. Anyway, all this always points to the fact that when rivals like George, Adams, Uzo start to complain about, you know, the way we play corners and how we're physical, this is why you have to be that way. Because I can't lie to you, Ben White, love this. Bro, take the red. We already lost the final. There's nothing I love. Uzo knows me. Once the game is done, let me find one person that I should put it. Let me take the ankle card. Bro, game over.
I'm a red card merchant as well. Everyone knows one thing I've hated the most about Spurs season this year is not enough red cards.
Bro,
for how we're playing.
You would love to be a Chelsea fan.
Adams, we need those red cards.
No. Their own red cards don't really hit. I need a red card that you meant.
The only difference with Chelsea's red cards is just useless.
Yeah, like red cards are earned. No, Sharky, that's your boots.
No. He needed to 2-foot him. Easily.
No, exactly.
Easily. In a final? Oh,
no, that's crazy.
I'm gonna miss the next year's.
Next year's Carabao or EPL. No problem. That's why that Etihad game, if this club is serious, that game is not a game you're gonna play football. That's a game you go play, and the likes of Mikel Obi and George will complain that we don't play any interesting ball. I don't know if you guys saw Tony Adams today when he said they asked him his predictions. He said, he doesn't all this 3-0. No, he said he wants a disgusting 1-0 to the Arsenal. That Etihad game, I don't even care the score. I just want something.
But that's the problem, though. That's why you're here, because you don't care about playing well. You just want to go there.
And guess what, Adams? How many competitions are you in? Exactly. They've aged men. That's why.
Guess what? I have 0. You have 0.
That's exactly what. How many are you in?
Until then, bro.
Wait, George.
No. But we are talking ball though, Chooks. Like,
bro, his ball is. That's why we are where we are right now.
The way you guys are playing
is like this for the past 6 years. You have brought nothing.
No, we literally started playing this style recently.
Is Adams is George wearing sleeveless? This guy is a cultist for real. he came here to do cultism.
That I'm saying is with this style of ball, give it to me as long as there's something. When that prem, never even speak, George. George, you want
You have your day. Chris, you have your day. You have your day in the start.
I mean, Adam, even look at their last win against Everton. Like that, I feel like you got 7 games, or what is it, 6 games left? I don't know, man.
No, I think
I feel like it's gonna have to find a way
they
to
just have
inspire them
enough.
to play good
They've
football.
built in enough like cushion to get them over the line.
I don't think
they'll
so.
win it.
I think you need a couple more wins, right? A couple more solid wins to do this. And I feel like if you keep playing this way, it's only a matter of time before Pickford doesn't miss the cross that falls to Max Dowman that then goes to Gyökeres for a tap. You're playing. I just think they're playing with fire. They're playing because they can play much better. We've seen the same team play good football.
I think now I'm good. I'm safe. The Champions League,
No. I told you I'm willing to.
I know that for sure. For the Premier League, I think they still have the Premier League.
I'm willing to take any bet. I'll double whatever you put. I don't think they have a shot at the Champions League, and it's because of how they play, not because of the players, not because of the manager. I just think the way that they're playing, you're not winning the Champions League that way. It's just, it's no way.
Hey man,
you're gonna have to find a different gear.
Let's talk about City a little. What worked today for City? We haven't talked about City much. It's just been Arsenal. What worked? A lot of good performances today. Riam, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, City do this every single time because the first 20 minutes it was all Arsenal, and they send one of their wingers down to attack one of the fullbacks, and today it was Hincapié who got yellow carded, I think, after 15 minutes. And I think that's when the game sort of changed after that, because they just constantly went down that side. And the second half, Chuck's like, I got to be honest, I thought that Man City were completely killing you guys for that first 15 minutes until they scored. And both goals came from the cross that came from the left side. All right, granted, the Kepa mistake was pretty fatal, but City are just good at this. They're just good at waiting for you to panic, and then they will just hit you with wave after wave after wave after wave of attack. To the point where they get 2 quick goals, and suddenly now you've got the Shirkies in the team that can showboat and they control you and juggle. And they're just masters under pressure. And I always say this. The only time City crumble is when you don't give them the respect that they think they are. But Arsenal felt like they were very, very scared, I think, coming out of that second half and almost like lucky to be there. And that's what City do best. They didn't even need to sub on anybody. I think they only subbed on Foden towards the end of the game. Yeah. And that's it. It was. I think even towards the end as well. I know I'm talking about Arsenal a lot, but Gyökeres going for a dive when he probably should have tapped it in. This is what City love. Because it's so predictable and so easy. This plays right into them. So what did City do well? They do what they do every single time they go to a major final, which is just play their game and wait for the opponent to crumble under the pressure. And once again, they've got another trophy for it. I'm disappointed because I'm sick of seeing City win stuff, especially as a Liverpool fan. But it was very naive from Arsenal today, and City pounced.
Yeah, and I will say Rodri and Bernardo were
that was my next.
That
point.
was like pre-COVID levels. Like I'm like, okay, they're back to running around and doing stuff, and that's never a good thing. That's never a good thing for the league. And I thought that they kept the ball ticket, but to Reem's point, I don't think anyone besides them was particularly great. I think Nunez at right back was good. O'Reilly with the goals were good, but outside of the goals, he was all right. I mean, there was a lot of all right performances. Kusanov, he was a little shaky at points, but I mean, we didn't feel like he had much to deal with because, again, there was no incision, there was no probe. It just felt like they played right into their hands. There was 2 world-class performances, a couple good performances, and then they strode to the win. It didn't make sense, the approach for me. And I'm now very interested to see what the approach is at the Etihad, because I think if they go with what Chooks is saying, what he wants to see, which is another low block, another combative and aggressive performance, I think that can easily backfire. I think that can easily backfire. I think one disgusting penalty in like the 17th minute, and now your whole game plan is out the window. You find yourself having to come out and attack them, and then God forbid they pick you up for 2-3, and now the goals the goal advantage is in their favor, and now they just need you to slip up one time and you've got the lead. So
You're spot on, Uzo. You're spot on. I think Arsenal's game, it irritates me at times because it is exactly what you say. It's hopefully it stays 0-0 for as long as we can, and we pick them off like at something like. And football is not that predictable. Like you take out all of the again, you don't account for Kepa dropping the ball or something. Any fan could have told you that he has a mistake in him. But this is my issue with Arteta. He just constantly tries to play the ethical way, the correct way, by the book, formulaic, and these guys get the best of him every single time by it.
Yeah. I know.
I don't think I've ever heard Arteta and ethical in the same conversation. Let's go with that.
We had other results this weekend. I know this one is going to overshadow it for sure. Starting with the Chelsea one, 3-0 away at Everton.
But it was 3. I thought it was 2.
Nah, it was 3.
Yo, man.
I knew.
Yes, conceded 11 goals. I think.
So no one
In the past 3 games they've
this weekend.
Huh?
Nobody won. I think only one person even drew.
Yeah.
Only George, man.
I have even at that, I still have my own points.
But yeah, another loss for Chelsea. 3-4 right now. I don't know how we can get over this. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any thoughts on what's currently going on?
Bro, let Chooks get this one because you have to leave soon. Let Chooks
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the game, right? And I have a lot of. Funny enough, Adams is one of the only few Chelsea fans that I liked. Although I like, personally, because he's not like George. He's not delusional. But there's a Chelsea fan, right? And I told him, I wish when Chelsea be like they're the first team in the history of the world to win all 7 major European. Use and take win match. Carry that club. Use and win match. No,
all 7 is killing me because if they invent a new one, they're gonna find a way to go.
Nobody is sneaking there. We want to go back to Conference League, but no, I watched the game, right? And maybe it might be a thing of like every London team is doing the same things, right? You look at the Everton team, the way they played, and you look at Chelsea, and you're wondering who is really the blue team here. The blue team of England. We think of Chelsea, and I'm like, man, Beto was. You guys were making Beto look like prime Everton Lukaku.
Yeah,
like I don't think I've seen him have that with the game ever.
That's probably one of the worst strikers in the league.
I think he's the worst striker in the league.
He ain't worse than Delap, I'll tell you that.
I think he's the worst starting striker. Like, I can't think of any worse player. And you guys made him look so good because they just kept creating chance after chance after chance. And then, like, I'm looking at the likes of, like, Palmer. I don't know where he's playing because that game, I think he was supposed to be on the wing, right? Mm. But everybody's in the middle. And you could feel the frustration with, like, him, Enzo, when the ball doesn't get to them. And then Caicedo, I won't speak on him. Out of respect of Adams and what Rice did today, I won't speak on Caicedo today. But no, Adams, like, I don't know, like, I watch Chelsea, and then obviously, right, the biggest elephant in the room, you guys are soaking up all this pressure, and then you have a clown in goal. Like, it's already bad enough that you can't defend. And then you now have a clown. The same thing with Tottenham too. You can't defend, and then your goalkeeper is a clown. That just reminds me of the Arsenal.
Bro, you guys are probably going to turn around and sign him and start him.
I'm saying, you have their backup. But like all this just reminds me.
He is Spanish.
This is the kind of stuff I grew up watching with Arsenal, right? Like, you have clown defenders and clown keepers. But the defense better chance. Like, what was Sanchez thinking? I saw one tweet saying that they thank God his mom, like they are thankful that God arrested his mom from calling him Robert. Normally they are calling him Roberto. That they had to arrest brother. This cannot be a Spanish man. Now Adam's like, I was very shocked, right? Because not like I expect you guys to compete against, but you didn't compete.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's not much to analyze after that. You genuinely didn't compete the whole game. For Spurs, I won't touch on you yet until I see you in that 18th spot. Just stay where you are.
Oh, it's loading. It's loading.
I
Believe
I
you me.
won't
I think someone
won't touch
said
on
the
you
only
yet.
way we don't go down is if West Ham lose all 7. they're gonna have to go 7 for 7. It's the only way.
For Spurs, I will touch on Spurs. For United, funny enough, I'm actively rooting for them to get back into charms. I know what I want next season.
Oh man,
I won't say what I want next season, but I'm actively rooting for them to get back in because society is better when these guys are good. I mean, my apology form is coming out. That Bruno Fernandes performance, George, we have to do something, bro. Our PR took a hit, man. I flinched.
You
No, George, honest, bro.
You know he will defend it to his grave. Don't say no. You know he will.
That's the thing about, like you were saying, this is the thing about football, right?
Our PR took a hit.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Bruno can play. They can play 21 games in a season, right? He'll do well in all 20. It's that 21st game that everybody will now say, this.
It's literally the opposite. We do good in one, and then they'll say he's the best player.
Man, I
This
saw
is
that.
literally the opposite. You
I
picked
saw
the
that
wrong player. Notice one thing.
George, hold on.
Wait,
Wait,
George,
I have to leave.
Honestly, though,
Let me touch on this.
have you watched him all season?
George,
let Chooks cook. Let you.
He's cooking. He has to go.
But no,
all I would say is just notice his name is not Bruno Fernandes. Today.
Yeah, it's not. He had
back to George.
No. I came here for
back to George.
George, me and George had to discuss offline. That Bruno Fernandes set us back. That performance set us back, bro. But guys were scratching for that own goal assist, bro. Fuck. Anyway,
I wasn't worried about it, bro. That performance, it didn't worry me.
No, it did. No, it didn't. I think it worried me because my own the eye I'm using to watch him is different from your own. I know you're going to go and text him on Instagram now to tell him it's okay. next.
Don't worry.
But no, United, that one is there. Then the Liverpool performance. I
even forgot about those guys.
Yes, like Slots. I don't know. I think he's digging his own grave and he's covering the sand on top of himself. I don't know what's going on. Again, you guys made Welbeck literally turn the hands of time because he was looking so good. The Ekitike injury, that's gonna be.
It was a dead leg. He's fine. He was good today. He could have played like an hour later. We subbed him off.
Okay, so he's not. Oh, the way Slad made it sound, I thought he was injured for real.
Team full of pansies, man.
You guys have PSG coming up. You have City coming up. You guys need to fix up. But yeah, I'll let boys cook. It's national break. I hope people can